It is never too late, and there is never a bad time
Absolutely.
to start looking at things and doing your baby steps. Hi!
Hey!
Welcome to Live Like No One Else.
Where we live like no one else now, so later we can live like no one else. Okay, that's cheese ball intro. Yes, cheese ball intro. Because what does really living like no one else look like?
Well, we definitely live like no one else.
It looks.
I don't know if it's how we want it to look.
Yeah, living like no one else right now, just, I don't know. I think something that you and I have been used to is just living kind of below our means, but like not really getting all the fancy stuff these days, you know?
Yeah, we're not.
We're not, or cheap. We get things for free.
Super cheap.
We actually just got a text from an old neighbor who gave us a coffee table and said, hey, you want it? And it was another free item that has stocked our living room. So that's a little what living like no one else looks like.
From. And she was like, hey, you took my couches. Would you like my coffee table? And we were like, you know, we're cheap.
You know, we're cheap.
We'll totally take it.
Frugal, Mom.
It
Frugal.
was actually really beautiful. We're kind of blessed because it actually was a really nice one.
Yes, we were
but
totally
we have gone
blessed.
through the stages of, we will take your trash. It's awful.
It's our treasure.
But we need it.
And I think
we went through that. We're at a small upgrade. Not really where we want to be, where we're like paying cash for brand new furniture.
I know. I mean, we are an upgrade here. It's a beautiful backyard.
Yes. No.
but
I mean, we're in an upgrade.
I get what you're saying.
But I'm talking about like financially, we're not at the place we want to be.
Like buying brand new couches, like you said. Exactly.
Yeah, like that was the plan. We're gonna buy a house. We're gonna get new couches. So we waited
that's a
like
good segue, my love.
Like we had all these plans for our like baby steps, right?
But then what happened? 2020 happened. Blew up in our face. 2020 baby step update. That's where we're at. We're going to talk to you about, many of you have been like, well, you know, talk about baby steps, talk about this. This is where we are at, guys. 2020 has been a game changer, and it's been not the financial year we thought it would have been. Again, you've heard this before, but you know, beginning of this pandemic, we were ready to buy a house. At least that's what we were trying to do. We had a down payment and we were ready to go, but of course, things happen.
Not only a down payment, but a fully funded emergency fund and then some.
That's right.
And a house down payment.
So what ended up happening, guys, as far as baby steps, this is where we're at now. So we were at 3B. You know, we had baby step 1 taken care of. We had baby step 2. You guys have followed us during that journey to get debt free. We did that. And then we started saving, and then kind of life happened. And as many of you know, we took a step back from all things social media and YouTube and things like that.
We went bye-bye.
What did we do?
Oh, well, we were surviving different traumas and trying to stay afloat emotionally and physically. And, you know, we had a lot
going on.
Of other stuff going on. And so the gazelle intensity went on the back burner.
Totally
and so
did.
I think for those 4 years, and then
almost
now
4 years,
it's been almost 5 years. Well, this would be year 5, right?
Nope. No.
This would be year 4 of like we like had to slow down the.
We just
gazelle
slowed it all
intensity
down,
because we went into survival mode. Thankfully, we were in a place to be able to go into survival mode, but it was definitely one of those life moments where you have to kind of reframe, like, well, what are we doing? And so we looked at it as, this is not we're not going to look at this as we're stopping all the baby steps. We're going to look at it as we are going to work on thriving in our lives, in an emotional way, in a mental health way, in a physical way,
spiritual way too.
Because we did experience traumas that we needed to really go through, and I mean, money went to therapy. So much therapy.
So
great.
Would it be fair to say that the importance of working through the baby step kind of took a back burner? Is that the right term?
I would say
went on the back burner.
Working through the baby steps helped us when life exploded.
And we needed it the most, right?
And we needed it the most. So we got to a place, thank God, we worked through those baby steps.
Seriously, I know, you're right.
We could put that gazelle intensity on the back burner and survive during a really rough season. And then come out of that like going, okay, let's hit it hard, gazelle intense, we're gonna do all these things, and we like kind of felt the momentum, and then 2020.
And then 2020.
But I mean, Dave Ramsey doesn't talk about, you know, baby step 3C, which is pandemic fund.
It doesn't. That's a new one, Dave. We have a new one for you, baby step 3C. Fund for an emergency pandemic,
right?
just in case.
So like it's your emergency fund plus a lifetime of savings.
Well, that's funny. That's interesting that you bring that up, because actually, you know, well, I think I'm used to hearing him say on phone calls and things, it's like, you know, if you know an emergency is coming, just stop. You stop and you stockpile cash. For instance, like if you were pregnant, right, you're expecting a baby, like just press pause on that and save as much money as you can, so that you know that the minute that mama and baby come home safely, you can just press play on your total, you know, total money makeover and knock it out. So essentially, what we've done is we had to hit stop on all that stuff because we were expecting to try to, you know, get into the house, and we didn't. So what ended up happening was we had a rather large emergency fund, which, again, we've said this before in the past, but thank God we had the not the training, but the experience of working baby steps, and the experience of like the knowledge of listening to, you know, the financial wisdoms, so that we were essentially prepared for this.
Yeah, and getting through hard times like in a healthy manner, you know, pulling back, working, you know, sitting in the contentment, sitting in the gratitude of what you have, because I think you have to do that when you have to tighten the reins. You have to sit in the gratitude of what I have instead of what do I not have, and what is wrong with everything right now. What do we have, and how can we make that stretch, and how can we make that enjoyable?
I tell you what, guys, Anna is the queen of making things stretch. Like she is like, she's just great at repurposing things. And, you know, so many times throughout our, you know, debt-free journey, and now into, you know, our life after debt, now she has come up with solutions just to help us save money and do things, whether it's repurposing furniture or making Halloween costumes or just recycling. Like we have bins that have just the saved New Year's like decorations, 4th of July decorations. There's a plane. Oh, check it out. Look at, you can see the plane. We're next to an airport.
Really close. It doesn't look that close in a video, but it's really close.
It's like, ooh. But she is wonderful, and I'm grateful for her. That is kind of where we're at as far as our baby step kind of like steps are.
We're
right
back
now.
Into the survival. Like we're
the survival and the hustle, because we're like, what do we do?
Yeah.
I haven't worked for going on 8 months now. There is hope that January is the first show to come back. They're telling us that, you know, Black Lightning has been filming in Atlanta, so we're praying that cases do stay down, so that productions don't close back up again. Because I think that's my fear, is that it's gonna all go away again.
Yeah,
and that can't happen.
Yeah, and there's a couple important things to hit on here, I think, because we haven't just sat idly by. We have tried to get, you know, these channels up as a way to, you know, over the long haul, more so generate income as well as
opportunities,
just,
you know?
Yeah, you know, and then he's called work and said, what can I do? He's tried other outlets, and
I mean, I've even considered doing other things like Instacarting, you know, working for Instacart, or is that what's called, Instacart?
Yeah,
Instacart.
So
we've tried,
gone down different avenues. We have figured out that one of the best benefits to the financial preparation we've had in this season is that he could be home. Yeah. So much of our time with children and everything has been him gone. True. And there's been some, you know, challenges and and I'll even say diagnoses that that have required a lot from our family. Knowing that he's been home during this time to where we can problem solve, where we can help the family
thrive during this time.
Thrive during this time. So just giving us a time to, you know, especially with the pandemic, knowing that, you know, it's a scary thing. It's a big, scary thing for a family, knowing that there's sickness and scary things out there. And we've got 2 people in the house that, you know, have extra needs, and I couldn't be doing the grocery shopping. I couldn't be doing the things that we can do. That puts me at a greater risk, and I can do it sometimes, but if I was doing it all the time, I would be at a greater risk. And so it's just, it's been really huge to have him home right now, especially because we've had to move, especially because that was a huge transition for our children, especially because like we had one kid switch schools this year, we had another kid start school this year. So there's been so many different things. So while we would love for him to have a job and for there to be income, we have counted this as a blessing, and we've kind of taken this as, yeah, he could go out and he could go deliver pizzas, and there would be nothing wrong with that at all. But the benefit to our family for him to be home has outweighed the benefit that income would bring in, and the risk that would bring in. So
we're not completely just like sitting on our laurels, right? Yes. We're trying to do things. You know, if you guys haven't already gone and checked out Anna's channel, like we've been working at that too. She's been recording videos every week, okay? And so we've been kind of doing this this digital hustle, you know,
trying to do what we can in the confines of our life in the midst of a pandemic.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
I think it does.
Yeah, we can't do things as like a normal, you know, family would, and that's okay. That's where we are.
And I think that gives us the luxury too. One of the things that also it reminds me is that Dave Ramsey used to talk about, you know, people who are stuck in a job, in a job, who are just like, I'm just there for the paycheck. I hate my life. This job sucks and this and that. You're really like tied to that obligation of having to work all the time. But when something happens, when you like are either laid off and you have that money, that finances, you don't have to make that quick jump into something you don't like.
Yeah.
You can have time to figure things out. And I think because we worked the baby steps and because we are where we're at right now, we have time to kind of figure out the next steps or wait until things kind of open up for work.
And that's also our life.
That's our life. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to look the same
like as
everybody else.
Exactly.
So what might be good for you is not good for us, and what might be good for us is not good for you.
That's absolutely right. Thank you for saying that. 100%.
And I think that, you know, you cannot know somebody's struggle until you walk a mile in their shoes, which obviously is impossible because you're supposed to stay away from people right now. So you're not going to be able to do that. So we can't always have a clear picture of what people's struggles are. Even though we're kind of giving you a window into our life, you don't know all the struggles. And we don't know all the struggles in your life, even though so many people have shared such great things with us.
That's true.
And we can't know. So we can't place any judgment. So
be kind to each other, guys.
So yeah, if what has worked for us seems wrong to you, you're totally entitled to that, because it probably wouldn't work for you or be comfortable for you.
And also, they don't know all the details, you know, the financial details, things like that.
Yeah.
I think you hit it on the head. That you're absolutely right. This is working for us, and it works and has allowed us to have this opportunity. So that leads us to the next question, where it's going to be audience participation. Where are you in your baby step adventure? What are you trying to work on? You know, what questions do you have? What fears do you have? We've been there. We've done it. We know we still have fears and we still have unknowns. We're by no means experts, but we can share our experience, you know, and our hope with you.
What I can add to that is it is never too late, and there is never a bad time to start looking at things and doing your baby steps. So
that's true, and this kind of goes in with one of your latest videos. You talked about fear and money.
About fear and looking at your money.
So go check out her. I'll put a link to her video.
Facing things head on. What baby step are you on, and what do you need to face head on? Have you saved your $1,000 yet? Have you cut up your credit cards? Have you started that first debt snowball?
Yeah. Where are you? Have you had depressed pause like us? You know.
Have you paid off your house?
Yeah, maybe. You know. Have you paid off your house? Let us know in the comment.
Are you one of those people that bought a house during this season and are like thriving?
Yeah, what's that been like?
This season has actually been really financially rewarding for a lot of people.
A lot of people have been able to take advantage of the opportunity at hand.
And if you have, that's
in
awesome.
Your court? Yeah, absolutely.
Take advantage of that.
High fives, high fives to them and for you for being awesome. We love you guys. We are grateful for you. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Live Like No One Else. We will go ahead and make sure to watch you right now. Click that notification button and that thumbs up button, okay? And if you haven't already, hit subscribe somewhere over there, okay? We're gonna use all this stuff again. We haven't done a lot of videos since we've been back. Things a lot of change. We're down here. All right. Anyways, we love you. We thank you. Stay healthy and safe. Until the next video. Bye.